Actually, not bad whistling. Gotta
Not
say,
bad.
Ronnie Ronaldo, Eat Your Heart Out.
I thought there might be a prize, you see.
No, but is there, what was the songs? I didn't recognise the song.
No, yeah, it's your song.
Oh, God, is it? What song is it?
Let's try whistling this.
Okay.
Oh, no, it didn't work. I thought there might be a
No.
prize, you see. I thought maybe it was a secret prize for someone who came up to you and whistled, try whistling this. You might say, you are the winner.
I'm damn impressed, whatever. I think
Yeah.
that's good. And I'm sure I've got an item of clothing or something here that I can give you as a prize.
Has it been the same, what you expected being solo has been the same as actually being solo in the end?
Well, life's never what you expect, really, is it? You make a plan and then you abandon it
Yeah.
in stages. And it was a bit like that. It's been what I expected in terms of not having a cast of characters to consult on everything.
Yeah.
But in the rest of it, making an album is always a bit of a mysterious process. It just unfolds the way it does. And I had plans before I started recording, and in many ways they changed completely in the course of it. But
really?
and I had a cast of characters. So that's the other thing about being solo. It's a bit of a misnomer, and because I had a lot of collaborators and a lot of people that worked with me that were very valuable.
I was thinking about going solo,
Well, you do a bit of solo stuff from time to time, don't you?
but I was thinking
Put
about
your hand in.
breaking away from the rest of the Ice TV team, making a solo show. And I
Yeah.
thought, who'd be best to ask than you about it? What's it like? Did it meet up to your expectations?
I think stick to your mob.
You really?
Yeah, stick to they're good.
Okay.
You need them.
Okay. That's a good call. How do you choose when you're making an album? How do you go, no, those BVs, in or out? How do you make that decision?
Well, if it sounds good, it's in. If it's and if sometimes when there's too much going on, also, I mean, the album is actually quite densely layered, which is part of the result of being in there quite a long time. There is times where you try and put a lot of information onto a track, and it sounds good, and you become used to hearing it with that much stuff. But on first listen, for anybody else, there's too much going on, so you've got to be conscious of it. The decision's just an aesthetic, emotional one. If it works, if it seems to give you a bit of a tingle around the back of the cranium, then it's good.
Have you ever been like walking along and you heard somebody singing or whistling or something, one of your songs? Then they didn't
yeah.
know you were there, they weren't just doing it to try and win a free prize off you or something?
I've walked past a pub a couple of times and seen cover bands playing my songs, which is
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of good. Yeah, it sort of happens weird in weird places. I find it hardest when I'm in the supermarket, and because I actually quite like shopping in the supermarket. I find them quite restful places. But I'm going down really anonymously down the aisles, and all of a sudden one of my songs comes on, and all of a sudden the other shoppers start to take notice, and I have to kind of go and bury my head in the freezer.
I think it'd be cool if you did translations, like when they bring a movie out, they translate it into a certain number of languages. I think that'd be cool if you did.
Well, I like
the
to do
same
Spanish language version of a few songs because things are going really well there, and I like Spanish language. It's very difficult though. With all those Barcelona and Madrid.
Ah,
Really.
Have you ever done a translation?
No, but there has been a couple of covers done in Spain. Somebody did a version of Fall at Your Feet in Spanish lyrics and flamenco guitar, and it was really very cool. Now, I think the translation was pretty loose, though. I think it said something like, and I will lie on the bed smoking a cigarette after I've had my way with you. I think that's how it went.
Okay. That's what you kind of meant, though, when you wrote it.
Yeah, that's kind of, close.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
In a Spanish kind
I
of
don't
way.
mind. I don't mind. It just all sounds great to me.
That's great. What a neat compliment to have it translated by some kind of bullfighting Spanish guy. Who was the guy? Who was the
They're a bit
band?
down on bullfighting in Spain, actually. They don't really... Well, most of the young people think bullfighting's pretty uncool.
Is it going out of fashion?
Well, it's still popular amongst the traditional Spanish, but there's a bit of a backlash against it in the country because they don't like being known for it. And it's a pretty cruel blood sport, really. So, the new generation aren't into it. They also throw goats out of bell towers as part of their religious festivals in Spain as well. So there's
really?
A few pagan rituals that have been.
That's a heck of a sport, isn't it?
Yeah, goat throwing.
Yeah.
It's actually, I mean, we joke, but it's a horrendous thing to witness.
Have you seen it? Have you been there?
Only on telly.
Right. I've never seen that.
Well,
What's the point of it?
You don't need to put. Well, it's an offering to the gods, but it's a pagan ritual that's been embraced by the Christianity. Most Christian festivals have their basis in pagan.
That's funny, isn't it? Because you'd think that after a few goats never got caught by a god, you'd figure, well, obviously he doesn't want them. They're all just hitting the ground and he'd give up.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's a nasty thing, really. I felt sorry for the goat.
Yes, I know. It's ridiculous.
What are you laughing for? It's really mean.
I know.
It's so cruel.
I know, it is cruel. You're right. I'm sorry.
It's terrible.